After TMZ released the video of Ray Rice knocking his then-fiancée, now wife, Janae, unconscious in an elevator, the country exploded with opinions on the matter. People, rightfully so, took to social media condemning Rice's actions and calling for his ban from the NFL. But what's also unsettling is the other conversation that was happening. Many questioned Janae, the victim's actions as well.
Should also point out, after that video, and now you know what happened in there, she still married him.
This was a common theme, with many focusing on why she didn't leave and how she could go on to marry a guy like that. This sparked a writer to create the hashtags #WhyIStayed and #WhyILeft on Twitter for users to draw attention to their own experiences of domestic abuse. And the sheer volume of responses is staggering. Women wrote things like, "Because when he said he was sorry, I trusted it meant it wouldn't happen again. 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 Because he isolated me from friends and family and I had no one to turn to when the abuse started. And I was stripped of my self-esteem and embarrassed." Domestic violence is a complex and sad issue. 1 in 3 women will experience partner violence. And in the same time the U.S. has been in Afghanistan and Iraq, almost 12,000 women have died of domestic violence, almost twice the number of U.S. troops killed. And for the women in these relationships, it's not always easy to just walk away.
I'm Susan Wells-Genevine, the Executive Director of Genesis Women's Shelter.
So given with everything that's been going on in the media this week, I think one of the main questions people keep asking is, why does someone stay with an abuser?
There's a lot of emotional pressure often brought by the abuser. This is the #1 reason. He's saying, I'm the victim, I have problems, I am struggling, I need you to help me. And often a very common problem is that he will threaten to hurt himself or kill himself if she leaves. So she's under a lot of emotional pressure. She frequently feels like the strong one and that she would be abandoning the relationship in him when he needs her help. That's the #1 reason I hear. We want to think that we would be smart enough and strong enough to immediately get out of the situation. But the fact is, because of the emotional pressure and because of the statistics, she knows she's safer if she doesn't leave. 75% of homicides occur after separation.
I think a lot of people also don't realize that they are a victim of abuse. So what are some of the signs where they can identify if they're a victim?
So many of our clients don't realize at first that they're being abused. Really, it doesn't start with physical abuse. It starts with verbal abuse, demeaning remarks. He begins to chip away at her self-esteem. So it's the emotional and verbal that are as abusive and dangerous often as the physical. Abuse is about a system of power and control. And so it's not about an anger issue. He's not angry at work, and he's not angry at his place of worship, and he's not angry if he gets a parking ticket. He's angry because it works. He's abusive because it gets her to do what he wants her to do.
So for those of us that aren't in an abuse situation, how can we still help break the cycle of violence?
Well, the first thing we can do is know the signs ourselves. We have to have the courage to say to each other, I hope I don't offend you. I may be wrong here. I'm worried about you. Can I help? And then the thing we can do is be patient and let them know that there are places they can call.